No intro for this video, we're just hopping straight into it. We got Whirligig for the first round. This video is gonna be a bit different than my usual videos. I honestly just wanted to talk about some things because I've been thinking a lot about Fall Guys recently and a lot of things that I've been seeing. And honestly, Fall Guys is like one of the most perfect games like ever created. Now, I'm not talking about how it's being managed right now, but just the game itself at the core, this is literally one of the best games ever made. And I'm gonna explain why. And something I really want to talk about is how Epic Games is wasting such like massive potential with this game. You go ahead and qualify here. People will often ask me why I still make Fall Guys content, like why anyone is still playing the game. And what I always say is that like the game itself, aside from like the lack of updates, the game is just like perfect in terms of what it is. Fall Guys is pretty much the only online multiplayer competitive game you can play that isn't a shooter game or like a sports game. People who grew up with stuff like Mario games or Sonic games or any platformer games and wanted to play like online, you know, competitive gaming, they're gonna love Fall Guys because it's you get the best of both worlds. You get to play online competitive with other people, but it's also a platformer game. So you get the same kind of fun that you would get from playing like a Mario game or some other platformer game, but it's with other people, it's online, it's competitive. There really isn't any other game like this except for games that copied this one, like Stumble Guys. Stumble Guys is literally just a Fall Guys knockoff. That's what it is. So the only other games that are anything like this are just knockoffs of this. This game is so perfect in principle, in terms of what it is, which is why it's such a shame like how Epic Games is handling it. We qualify once again. It's also a really popular game in Japan, by the way. There's this one guy on YouTube who's been posting like YouTube shorts. He's like a Japanese channel, and he's been posting like recent shorts, only a couple months old, and they have like 30 million views, 20 million, 10 million views. These are like recent, like in the past couple months, and they're just like clips of Hexagon or something. And I think there's other channels posting similar stuff, and I've still been posting videos and I've been getting pretty good views, like even now, even still. And it's just like, you guys have no idea how high the Fall Guys player count really is. Or I'm mainly talking to Epic Games here. I don't think Epic Games realizes how high the player count truly is. I mean, I guess they can probably see. And by the way, don't even talk about the Steam player count, because I hate when people do this. Sometimes, like people who just don't understand, they'll reference the Steam player count of Fall Guys and say that nobody plays the game. Guys, it's literally not available on Steam. If you look at the Steam player count, that's only like really OG legacy players who got it when it was still available on Steam. You literally can't get Fall Guys on Steam anymore. It's on the Epic Games launcher if you want to get on PC. And then obviously it's on consoles too. But if the Steam player count for Fall Guys is completely irrelevant. So that's another thing that really annoys me is sometimes I'll see people try to downplay the actual player count by bringing up Steam. It's completely irrelevant. It's completely false. Nobody plays the game on Steam. You can't get it on Steam. But yeah, I'm mainly just talking to Epic Games here. I mean, I doubt Epic Games is gonna watch this. It's just kind of a rant. Like, my game just lagged like crazy. Oh, how am I still alive? Dude, my game froze for a second and I thought I was actually about to fall. But yeah, I really want Epic Games to just like think twice about how they're handling Fall Guys and just kind of reevaluate and see the value of the game, because so many people are playing Fall Guys still, and I feel like the game just has so much potential. So many people play it, so many people love this game. I feel like if any game deserves like an active development team and consistent updates, it's Fall Guys. Fall Guys is well deserving of consistent updates. And I don't know, it's just, I feel like I don't understand why Epic Games doesn't see the value in this game. They see how many people are playing it. I guess it's just because maybe their sales are low, like they're not selling enough skins in the item shop, so it's like not as profitable. I mean, obviously Fortnite is always their main focus, but it's like if they made more consistent updates and marketed the game more, or marketed their new skins more, I'm sure like they would get more sales. There's so many people who play this game. But yeah, regardless of what Epic Games is doing, I still love Fall Guys. I mean, there's a reason why I still make content on the game. And you know what's funny? I think I actually said in like a Q&A video in 2023 that I would still be playing Fall Guys, or I would still be making Fall Guys content like in 2028 or something. I'll roll the clip.
Never gonna quit, bro. And I seriously don't plan to quit anytime soon. It might sound crazy, but I seriously see myself still making Fall Guys videos like 5 years from now. Watch, it's gonna happen. In literally the year 2028, I'm still gonna be playing Fall Guys. Like, I'm still gonna be making Fall Guys videos.
And it's looking like that might come true, that prediction, because we're currently in 2025, but we're about to go into 2026 in like less than a month. And I definitely do still think that I'll be making Fall Guys content in 2028. I don't really have any plans to stop making content on Fall Guys anytime soon. I still have a lot of fun with the game. This is literally still my favorite game. I genuinely love this game. Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention, on Halloween of this year, 2025, the most worn video game costume in America were Fall Guys costumes. Like, kids were dressing up as Fall Guys with like those inflatable Fall Guys costumes for Halloween. That was literally the #1 most popular video game costume that everyone was wearing this year, like a few months ago. Isn't that crazy? It's so silly how some people think this game isn't popular. Like, this game still has so many players. I don't know how people don't realize that. But yeah, regardless, I'll still be making content on the game, whether Epic Games locks in or not. I still have fun with the game, even if we're not getting a bunch of updates. But yeah, I don't know. I hope Epic Games starts putting out more updates though, because that would be cool. Another thing I do want to say or remind you guys, I'm sure most of you probably already know this, but never criticize the Fall Guys developers, like Mediatonic, like the actual developers that are working on the game, because they have no control over like how many updates Fall Guys drops or what happens with the game. I feel like most people realize that, but sometimes I'll see people going at the Fall Guys devs. You gotta understand that it's not their fault at all. The fault is at like the higher ups at Epic Games. The developers who like make the updates and design things, they have no control over how frequent we get updates or anything like that. It's all up to Epic Games. They're the ones who make the decisions and then give the orders to the developers. I really want to emphasize that it's really not the developers' fault. I feel bad for the Fall Guys developers every time they get slack for like anything that's going wrong with the game, because they really have no control. And I always feel bad for them every time there's like stuff going on like that, because it's really completely out of their hands. It's all Epic Games' fault. They're the ones that make those decisions. It's all up to them. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully Epic Games will, you know, start putting out more updates and kind of reevaluate the system that they have with Fall Guys right now. They think that Fall Guys isn't worth their investment or resources or whatever, but yet the game is still insanely popular. There's still millions of people playing the game. I even saw a post on Twitter like recently. Oh, I actually messed thought I was gonna win that. I couldn't make it over. But yeah, I even saw a post on Twitter recently, which was literally a clip of like Hexagon, and it got like a ridiculous amount of views and likes. Like, we're in December 2025, and random Fall Guys clips are still getting a bunch of attention because people still love the game. They love watching the game. They love playing the game. I don't know. Epic Games, if you happen to be watching this, lock in, bro. Please lock in. Just accept that you're wrong about Fall Guys and that it's worth your time. It's worth your resources. It's worth your investments. If you actually locked in, like brought seasons back, all that sort, you know, like really made this game have consistent updates again, you would make way more sales. This game would be way more profitable for you. It's already super popular. You literally just need to lock in and stop putting it on the back burner. Anyways, my next video will be a more normal video. It'll be like a Fall Guys challenge. So I'll see you guys in the next one.